This morning we'll start a series of... Now this morning we discussed this and decided on certain steps to take, and we're going to oppose this rate increase before the Public Service Commission. And on this date I will inform the Alabama Power Company and the Public Service Commission of this decision, and I don't think it'll be a surprise to either one of them, quite frankly. I plan to make a formal request this morning on Mr. Joe Farley, and I understand that he is today in Washington, D.C. and out of town, asking him to delay his request for the rate increase until after January of 1973. And if this is not done, then we'll ask the Public Service Commission to delay hearing the rate increase case until either after the first of the year or for so long as allowed under our present law. Now, I don't believe that it would be fair to Mr. Connor, who is now sitting on the Public Service Commission as its president, to place the burden of hearing this particular rate increase at this particular time under the circumstances, considering the last election and also the fact that he is in a lame duck situation. And further, I'm going to, by executive order, create a committee to study utility rates in this state. And this committee will have the duty to attempt to find out why this particular utility can't operate on a normal profit basis. Its parent company, the Southern Company, last year reported earnings in excess of something like $95 million, almost $100 million. And this appears to me to be a very substantial rate of profit. He's in extremely good spirits, and I'm told that his physical condition is much better, and he is able for the first time to push himself in a wheelchair the distance of a hall, which is very significant. His physical therapy is also increasing, and he feels very good about this. And just from talking to him, his voice is much stronger. In a week's time, I could tell a marked difference. And his spirits were very, very good. He was talking about going to the convention and discussed the visit with Senator McGovern, and we had a very interesting discussion along political lines as far as national politics are concerned. First of all, I had the opportunity this past weekend to visit with the governor in Maryland and had a very good visit with him prior to the surgery that was performed Sunday morning. We were over at the hospital about actually 6:30 Alabama time, and had an opportunity to talk with the governor, and I would like to just report that he appeared to be in very good spirits. He was looking forward to the operation at that point, and was very optimistic about what the chances for his full recovery would be after the operation. And I've not had a chance to talk to him since the operation. I did talk to Mrs. Wallace and to Judge Jack Wallace and members of the family Sunday night, and they were highly optimistic about his chances and felt that he had a real good chance of making a recovery insofar as the paralysis is concerned, at least to the extent that the doctors released on yesterday. The doctors reported this yesterday. He and I had a conversation along the lines as to his return prior to the operation. Of course, at that point, neither of us knew exactly what the outcome would be, and he indicated to me that he was in no hurry to return insofar as a medical viewpoint would be concerned, but that he, of course, wanted to see the people of Alabama and enjoyed visiting with the people who have come to Maryland. And this particular part of it perhaps would be the reason that he would like very much to return to the state as soon as possible. But as far as this strictly going to be a medical decision, I don't think anyone would be presumptuous enough at this particular point to predict as to when he would return, because the doctors are going to have to take a very close look at him in his post-operative period, and they would make the decision based strictly on a medical, it would be a medical decision. Discussed the possibility of setting up a medical fund for the governor's hospital and medical expenses that have been incurred up to date, which are substantial, and which will continue for a significant period of time even after he comes back to the state. And this will be handled through the banks in the state of Alabama. Each bank in the state will serve as a depository for funds, and any person in any city can make a deposit to the George C. Wallace Medical Expense Fund. And this is not in any way connected with the campaign. In other words, monies that are given to this fund will be handled properly and will be deposited and will be held strictly for medical purposes or in such way as Governor Wallace or his immediate family would dictate insofar as the payment of expenses. We're asking for a tax-exempt status for the fund, and this will, of course, require a ruling by the Internal Revenue Service, and all of this will be hopefully carried out by next Monday, but the banks will not be in a position to accept any funds until Monday of next week.